You spoke tonight about totalitarian regimes. Over the past year, we've seen these lockdowns, we've seen mandates throughout the West, an increasing large amount of biomedical security. It seems that these democratic regimes, like Australia, and then even here, have become increasingly repressive of our basic rights and liberties, including the right to travel. And it seems our government is increasingly unaccountable. There was a shocking story that came out just recently that there was a faction in the CIA, for instance, that intended to or planned to assassinate Julian Assange. So it seems like we have an increasing tendency toward unaccountability in our government. Just wondered if you could speak to that here in the West.
Let me just answer that last one because someone's going to go Google that. My name is on it. They assert that was me that was trying to kill Julian. So you should know, don't believe Michael Isikoff, okay? So don't believe everything you read in Yahoo News is a good start. Your core point, though, about about the administrative state and the closure of America and the denial of liberty is fundamentally true. I would say this, I don't think this is a particularly new phenomenon. This didn't just start. At least since the 1960s, the left has had an active effort to reduce the space for freedom and ideas and for liberty. By controlling the media that I spoke about, there are lots of tools that have been used. I will say that this Wuhan virus lowered the water level, so we saw a lot more rocks. I think the rocks were there before the virus. We also saw, and this is maybe how I'll finish the answer to this question, we also saw how few Americans were willing to push back against this. I can't tell you, I'll say this differently. I had a handful of pastors call me when they were being told that they couldn't worship in their space in a way that they deemed safe. I was proud that those pastors told me, said, I'm going to do it. And there is a long history of civil disobedience in the United States of America. I'm not suggesting that it is not complex, but I can say this. If we don't hold accountable leaders, and I don't just mean when we think of leaders, we think of presidents, we think of state U.S. senators. How about your sheriff's office? How about your school board? How about your city council? These people impact our lives. We saw city councils issue these crazy things. Hardy Americans must push back against this. We have to go retake. I learned a lot. I know more about how to do this now than I did 4 years ago. Maybe everybody's a little naive until they get kicked in the head. This is a fight worth having.